The royal palace buzzed with activity. Servants bustled through its vast halls, carrying linens, flower arrangements, and polished silverware in preparation for the upcoming ball. Yet, despite the lively preparations, one figure stood still, brooding in the corner of a sunlit atrium. Prince Aemon's crimson-red eyes burned with irritation as he clenched a letter in his hand. The royal seal had been broken, revealing the details of Stella's visit to the palace and the name of the person she had come to see. "Alex," he muttered, his voice low and sharp. Why would she visit him? The long blonde strands of his hair caught the sunlight as he paced the length of the room. Stella was meant to be his future wife, his crown princess, and the key to solidifying his claim to the throne. Her family's influence was crucial, and she had never before shown signs of defiance. Yet, instead of paying him a visit, she had sought out Alex, his stepbrother, the son of a concubine with no claim to power. It was an insult, deliberate or not. Aemon crumpled the letter in his fist, his jaw tightening. "She wouldn't have done this without a reason," he muttered. "Does she think she can humiliate me?" His mind raced with questions, each more infuriating than the last. He couldn't fathom why Stella, the woman who was destined to stand by his side, would waste her time on Alex. Was she plotting something? Or worse, did she think herself clever enough to play games with him? Aemon's anger simmered beneath the surface as he strode to his desk. He picked up a quill and parchment, determined to remind Stella of her place. It was late afternoon when Stella received the letter. She sat in the garden reviewing the notes Morella had gathered on Lilia's recent activities. Her maid returned from the manor, holding a tray with a sealed envelope in several wrapped packages. "A letter, my lady," Morella said, bowing slightly as she placed the items on the table. "From Prince Aemon." Stella's fingers paused on the parchment in front of her. Her dark blue eyes flicked to the royal crest on the wax seal, a cold sense of familiarity creeping over her. She broke the seal carefully, unfolding the letter. "Lady Stella, I was most surprised to hear of your recent visit to the palace. Yet, it is with equal surprise that I learned you did not come to see me. As your betrothed, I had expected the courtesy of your attention. The upcoming royal ball provides an excellent opportunity for us to remedy this misunderstanding. I invite you to join me for the evening as my guest of honor. I trust you will not refuse. To show my good faith, I have enclosed a small gift, a dress of the finest silk in sky blue, my favorite color. I look forward to seeing you in it. Yours, Prince Aemon." Stella folded the letter neatly, setting it aside with a calm expression. Inside, however, her mind churned. The ball was an opportunity, both a threat and a tool she could use to her advantage. Morella stood nearby, her expression hesitant. "Should I open the packages, my lady?" "Yes," Stella replied, her tone even. The maid carefully unwrapped the gifts, revealing an elaborate sky-blue gown adorned with intricate silver embroidery. Alongside it were several pieces of jewelry, sapphire earrings, a matching necklace, and a delicate bracelet. The craftsmanship was exquisite, but to Stella, they were nothing more than chains disguised as jewels. As evening fell, Stella sat by her window, the unopened letter from Alex on the table beside her. The ball presented a delicate situation. Refusing Aemon's invitation outright could risk provoking his wrath, but accepting it without a plan could set her back. Her fingers brushed against the ruby pendant at her throat, a symbol of her resolve. She would not let Aemon dictate her actions. Back at the palace, Aemon paced in his chambers. His long blonde hair flowed over his shoulders, his crimson-red eyes glinting with determination. A servant entered cautiously, bowing low. "Has Lady Stella responded?" Aemon asked. "Not yet, Your Highness," the servant replied, his voice trembling. Aemon's expression darkened. "She will," he said, more to himself than to the servant. "She wouldn't dare refuse me." His mind drifted to the ball. He envisioned Stella in the gown he had chosen for her, standing by his side as the nobles whispered in admiration. She would see that there was no other place for her, not by Alex's side, not anywhere else. The night of the ball was fast approaching, and Stella stood by her window, the unopened letter from Alex on the table beside her. Aemon's gift, a sky-blue gown and matching jewelry, lay discarded on a nearby chair. To wear them would mean playing into his expectations, a mistake Stella would never make again. Her dark blue eyes glinted with determination as she picked up her pen and parchment. If Aemon wanted to make her his pawn, she would prove she was the queen on this board. Your Highness, I find myself eagerly anticipating the first spring ball, an event that marks the beginning of a season filled with possibilities. However, I must confess that I wish to attend, not as a guest of the palace, but as your partner. If you share the same sentiment, I have enclosed a gift, a suit tailored to match my gown. Wearing it would speak louder than any words. I leave the decision in your capable hands. Yours, Lady Stella. Stella folded the letter neatly, sealing it with her personal crest, before enclosing a finely tailored suit in deep black with subtle silver accents, a perfect match to her chosen gown. Morella stood nearby, ready to carry out her lady's instructions. Deliver this to Prince Alex discreetly, Stella said, handing her the package. Ensure no one sees it except him. Yes, my lady, Morella replied with a deep curtsy, taking the parcel and departing swiftly. Next, Stella turned her attention to Aemon's gift. The sky-blue dress, beautiful but loathsome to her, would serve a different purpose. Morella, Stella called when her maid returned. Send this dress to my stepsister Lilia with a note. Morella hesitated. A note, my lady? Yes, Stella said, her lips curling into a cold smile. Write this. A gift for the most radiant star of the ball, from your devoted admirer, Prince Aemon. Morella's hazel eyes widened slightly, but she nodded, understanding Stella's intent. As you wish, my lady. In her room, Lilia squealed with delight as she unwrapped the package. Her purple eyes sparkled as she held up the gown, running her fingers over the fine silk and intricate embroidery. From Prince Aemon, she whispered to herself, her cheeks flushing with excitement. He must adore me! This colour is perfect for me! The servants attending her exchanged hesitant glances, but said nothing as Lilia began preening in front of the mirror, entirely convinced of her good fortune.